All right, welcome back in. Part number 3 in the series. I'm going to talk about how I deal with social anxieties, public interactions, and fears that arrive when we get a little self-conscious about ourselves and we don't want to go into public or all sorts of reasons. So the answer to how I deal with social anxieties and parties and events is I go in with a specific purpose. I go in with a plan and I follow it. And I'm going to show you how I create one. I use this tool, okay? We call them technologies and tools. And normally these come up in pillar 4, where we teach you and show you these and we put them into action. And we really hone these because this number 1 skill I'm going to give you right now is it's going to have your back in almost any situation. All right? We're going to do a play example of going to a party and how I create this. Now we call it the CPR, and it's got 3 parts to it. It stands for context, which is our attitude, our atmosphere, okay? I've got my context for this video I'm shooting written down, and it's likely you can guess what it is. If you're like, what's Corey's attitude right now? You should probably be able to figure it out with a word or two. Anyway, I'll show you here in a sec. And then a purpose, there's a purpose for going to this party. I'm doing it for a reason. And then results, I'm gonna show you how to create specific results that can get so accurate you can put words people will say to you, and it happens sometimes. Now, I'm going to go into this document, and I've got it written down below for you, so you can study this. And if you come join our classes or our programs, we really go deep dive into this, and we set it up so you can go into any situation and do really, really well, okay? With all this being said, please, please, please focus on, and let's just talk in general now, lowering anxieties, reducing stress, going out in public, doing things, right? Meditate a little bit or breathe. So get into a breathing pattern. And I got other videos. We're not going to go into breathing techniques now, but learn how to breathe deep down into your stomach. That helps. All right, so here we go. Oh yeah, a little exercise. That always helps. Eat a little bit. That helps before you go out, you know? All right, so here we go. And you can follow along below this video if you want. So we're gonna go to a social event, a mixer, or a party. All right, so what we're gonna have is a social context. So that at any given time, if I get fearful, awkward, or something like that, I can go back to this context and go, oh wait, so here's the context I'll hold in this social situation. It's called confidently approachable. I can wear that. I can take that on and I can lead with the attitude of being confidently approachable. Okay? Now, another trick that I use is I'll get a little stone. I like rocks and stones and gems and all that stuff, right? It's just the type of guy I am. I'll carry a little stone and I'll remind myself, I'll put it in my pocket. I'll hold this stone, and when I touch it and I rub it, I start to get the context in even further. Confidently approachable. Oh, I'm confidently approachable, right? So I lock that in, and if I lose it at the party, I go back to it. So we always go back to our context. Gotta know, what is my attitude for going in the grocery store, school, anywhere you're gonna go, hold your context and your attitude, because here's the thing. If we're not in full control of our attitude and our context, someone else is, okay? You ever walked into a room and you felt really good, and then you walked in, they start talking all their stuff, and and you take on their attitude, and then you leave and you're like, what the hell happened to me? Hey, you took on their context. Man, when I learned how to control my attitude in any given situation at any given time, it was a game changer. Then when I started doing documents like this, see, this tool I can create in 1 minute. If I'm in a traffic jam or it's just something, let's not go into all that. All right, now let's get into the purpose. So I'm going to this party, but I have a specific purpose. It's to make one new friend at the social event and party and enjoy the company of other people looking for the same thing. So my purpose is to go in and find one new friend. That's it. How's that feel? Does it take a lot of stress off? You don't have to go in, be the life of the party. You don't have to have 10 people like you. Just go find one friend. Make it simple, make it fun, right? Then you're on a mission. It's about the games we can play in our head. It truly is. Now, here's the results. So These are actually great tips and tools to use in any situation. But for this, I wrote them down specifically, and they're going to help with any anxieties. They're going to be goals. Now, once we write them down and we think about them, this is going to be a long form one, then they're going to happen. All right. So you're crystal clear on what you're going for and what you want to get from it. So here's one result. And again, please apply these to any social situation. You know, back in the day, I used to be really scared of social situations. I really was. And then there was a period where I said, okay, I'm going to learn everything I can about being great around people, making friends, picking up and finding dates, and all sorts of stuff. In fact, I've trained people in how to be phenomenal in social situations. So here's some of my best of. I hope you enjoy it. So a result, and here's how we create results. By doing X or something, this happened. Okay? There's an action and then a result, all paired into one long sentence. It's one result, or as we like to say in personal development world, one outcome. So here's how I'll sound. I got about 10 of these, 15 of these, so don't go nowhere. All right, first one. By using the 3-part compliment sandwich of, first part, what I notice about your attire or your accessories, okay? Why I like it, and 3, where you got it or how I can get one, all right? People knew I was sincere, authentic, and worth talking to. So that's first result. I'm gonna use the 3-part compliment sandwich, which by the way, it works really well, but you gotta do it right and know each of the 3 parts of it. All right, anyway. Second result, because I was balanced and confident, when someone gave me a compliment, I accepted it in and said thank you. You ever notice a surefire way to tell someone that you don't have any self-esteem is when they give you a compliment and you go, oh, no, I don't deserve that. No, right? Got to take them in. Hey, thank you so much. Just let it be or change the topic. Don't deny it. Don't push it back. Let in the love. Let in the compliment. Okay. Third result. You could tell how much I love this. Okay. By keeping a confidence stone in my pocket, I was able to rub it for relief in times of fear, anxiousness, and awkwardness, bringing me instantly back into my social context. So that's the result, right? The result is me always staying in the desired social context, okay? Because fear is a context. Awkwardness, context. I'd rather hold the atmosphere around me and the attitude that people feel, you know, when you meet someone, you feel their context. It's instantly, and it's like, boom, transparent, all right? Okay. Rather it be confidently approachable, you know, or something like that. All right, so keep the stone in the pocket. All right, here we go now. Because people love talking about themselves, I remained interested in people opposed to being interesting. So they associated me with being able to express themselves and being heard. You ever heard that expression? You know, be interested in someone opposed to trying to be interesting. There's nothing I could say that would impress somebody and have a better result than them feeling heard. Right? People want to talk. That's why that result is in there. Be interested, not interesting. No one really gives a shit about you. It's about me. All right, I'll say that. When I go in, it's less about me. It's always about the other person. And knowing that going in, make it work for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's going to lead me to this next result. By finding out why people were at the event and what they were looking to gain, they associated me with achieving their solution. So everybody shows up for a reason. Now, in your questioning, which that's the next result, is asking good questions, you go in and you find out why they're there, why they're really there. You know, and they may not say it off the get-go, but if you ask right and you care, it's going to make a big difference. And again, this is all in the midst of no matter how bad your tics are, no matter what you think of yourself, no matter whatever judgment you're passing on yourself and think is so unbearable that people can't accept or even be around, just hold these. You know, it's going to take some testing and experimenting, okay? All right. Here we go. By speaking less and asking great questions that let people reveal themselves and highlight their attributes, I was easy and fun to talk to. So the best I've ever seen at this is by a guy named Sage. He's a good friend of mine. We used to go to parties out in Los Angeles. He was the best in social scenes ever because he did one thing very well. When he was around people, he encouraged the people to be themselves and to have fun. And let me tell you, it changed. He could walk in a room, everybody lights up. Everyone started talking more. Everyone started laughing more. It's because he had that skill set of he'd let people be themselves. It was magic. It was great. I studied him and learned. He's a good friend too. All right, here we go. Next result. This is good. Because I introduced people to other people at the party, I was considered a higher status social connector, and people valued my attendance and my opinions. So if you just meet somebody, hey, what are you here for? I'm going to meet new friends. Fine. John, great. I'll talk to you in a bit, John. You're over there talking to Sally. Hey, Sally, did you meet John over here? He's here meeting friends, probably like you. Here, you guys, go hang out and talk out. You can put yourself in the position of being a connector of two people. You don't have to know either of the two people. You just have to have met them, talked to them. Hey, meet this person over here. Boom. You do that a couple times at the party, and it starts circling around. Power. It's so powerful. Good God. All right, here we go. This is good. By having 3 things to talk about. Okay. 1, a funny joke to tell. 2, a funny personal story about something you love doing. If you are going to talk, you might as well be talking about something you're into. Not about the weather, not about the shitty party or this or Joe or Jane. Talk about something you love. You get me in a room, I'll start talking about off-roading, all right? Get me in the desert with a trail and a buggy or a dirt bike. I'll talk for days. Start me talking about personal development. I'll talk for days, So if you are going to talk, have it be about something passionate, right? Because remember, energy transfers. Words, they don't transfer so well. It's the energy that transfers. If you're going to talk, talk. And the third thing to have in your pocket ready, it's a zinger. All right, I hate to say it, but it's true. So we got tics and Tourettes, right? Well, people like to make fun of us. It's true. I remember people used to make fun of me for shaking my head. And there's times you got to do this with class and grace and elegance and very limited, very sparing, and from a loving place, or you end up getting in a fight. And I got in a lot of fights early when I didn't know how to, just anger came out. Someone said something, it was anger. I was, a zinger. So like, for instance, if someone says something about my eyes, right, they're rolling and stuff, and I'd be like, oh, you know me, I just want to keep an eye on you. And then I'd close conversation and move on, right? Or back when I used to shake my head in grade school and high school, a couple guys said some mean stuff to me, right? And they're making fun of me, and they asked me, in front of other girls and stuff, trying to make fun. And I said, they're like, why are you shaking your head? I was like, oh, well, I was just agreeing with those guys over there talking about how lame your haircut is. It's a cut. It's a dig. But you know what? At times, you got to put a boundary up. You got to just back people off a little bit. So have a couple in the pocket according to what your thing is, right? Maybe you're shaking your arm, or maybe you make noises. Have something in your pocket to where you can throw it out. You can kick them off a little bit. Powerful. And again, do it with heart. Bring it with levity. Do it with fun. Okay, oftentimes the meanest, wannabe, toughest people they're the most insecure, right? They're likely more insecure than you. And for me at a period of time, that was hard to say, but no, there's people that are quite insecure. They're normally the most aggressive, okay? All right, here we go. By limiting my time at the event to 1 hour, okay? Most people are staying for 2, 3, 4 hours. Fine. I go in for 1 hour. How about that? So here we go. By limiting my time at the event to 1 hour, I was focused and action-oriented on my purpose for being there. So I'm going to show up. Okay, it'll be a little challenge, but I'm going to show up and I'm going to go get my purpose. I'm going to talk to people to find a friend. Right? That was it. You don't have to stay there for long. Make it a comfortable time where you can get in, get out. And this is the truth about how I conduct myself, okay? I don't linger around places. At times I do, because now I'm at the place where I can start. You can put me in any situation. If it's the right people and there's something to gain and there's like good conversation, I'll sit there, I'll air it out all day long. I can go wherever the conversations go. Like, that took a lot of practice though. And the one thing that's my X factor now is I give a shit. I care about people. That's it. You can do anything you want in the world. If you can care about people and you can convey it in the right way, so powerful. Next result. Again, all these results are predetermined ahead of time. We don't leave many things to chance. We life map everything, okay? Makes things easier. By smiling and saying hi to people within the first 3 to 5 seconds of locking eyes with them, if they're close. There was no awkwardness or social discomfort when we met. You ever had that where you like walk in and you're like face to face with someone and like you look at them and then you just turn, right? I did that so many times. But you know, if like you're walking in somewhere, you're at a house party and you walk through the kitchen, you know, and you see somebody, you're like, hey, what's happening? I'm Corey. You know, what brought you here tonight? You know, so engage. A lot of times, I'm not saying it's like a good offense is a good defense. However, there's a big difference when you're engaging and you're, hi, hey, how you doing? And you're moving. Really helps with the awkwardness and the fear. Okay. Next result. By politely ending conversations that weren't serving my purpose for being there. I was only there for 1 hour, so I'm not going to linger in conversations that aren't going to bring me there. So by politely ending conversations that weren't serving my purpose, I valued my time and energy, which is a boundary of mine. And we'll get into those later on. You come work with us, we create boundaries, things that are important to us that we stand for. And mine is, I value my time and my energy, meaning no one's going to like leech my energy, you know, or waste my time. Not going to happen anymore, right? Because, you know, I got businesses, I've got a life, I've got loved ones, I got shit to do. You know, people can waste time. They really can. Believe me, I used to be a punching bag for people back in the day when I didn't have much confidence, I didn't have my stuff together in my life. Excuse me for itching my nose so much, but I guess I'm here among common friends here. So here's another good one. By bringing gum or candy to share with people, I made friends because everyone loves free gum. And you ever notice if you're at a party or somewhere, everyone's always like, you got gum, whether they're just nervous or their breath smells, they want gum. So carry a whole pack in your pocket, okay? And be sparing when you hand it out. Again, we're not being submissive to make friends. We're not giving people money and like, here, take my gum, be my friend. We're not doing that. But you're kind of like cleverly in position to turn the wheels of society, right? It takes a little give to get. It's just how it goes. It takes a little get to give. Give to get. By carrying an extra pen and paper, another result, by carrying an extra pen and paper in my pocket, I was able to lend it to someone who needed it, making my attendance valuable. You'd be surprised how many times at a party, someone's like, you got a pen? Got a paper? Have one. Put it in your pocket, okay? Plan ahead. You can be of value. Plus, hey, I was able to write notes or write a cute person's phone number on it when the event happens. We can get more into it, but you know, like if you're going to exchange a phone number with someone, right, you're going to date them or you want to, or you want to ask them out, it's funner to have them write something on paper instead of just putting it in your phone because they're committing to something by writing it their own hand. Plus, you get to learn a lot about someone by how they write. You can feel who they are. You can determine. Don't get me started. Gosh, I've taken so many areas so deep that like I got to limit what to talk about. Anyway, cooperation, right? Having other people, it's enrolling. If I write my number and my name on a piece of paper for you, I'm more likely to answer your phone call. Okay. Here's a big one that has to deal with energy. by circulating the room and never being stagnant, right? Walking around, having posts, going from place to place. My energy was refreshing and I was engaging. So there were times, yes, where I struggled being in public, right? So I would go from, the food or the bar or some shit like that to the bathroom, hide out a little bit, meditate, get my confidence back up, walk back out, walk back in, hey, it's the truth. But it works. Remember, these little wins we have. You go to one party, do really well now, go to another social X. It's like all this builds. So do what you got to do. I ain't judging because I've had to do it all. By talking to and befriending the hosts or the leaders of the party, I was qualified as someone on the inside circle to third-party onlookers. So, how it works in the monkey kingdom or social world, if you're seen talking to the people who are leading the show or, hosting the party, even if it's only briefly, hey man, thanks for having me here. I'm Corey, and I'll be over here talking to a couple people, but I just want to make friends with you real quick, say hi. I'll be back over throughout the event, right? And then you go do your thing, do your rounds, right? And you go back over, say to them, hey man, it's been good so far. Hey, did you know this person over here? Or then you're gone. So you touch base, then you bounce. Okay, and people see that. It sounds funny to say, but it is the truth. The psychology of us human beings are really fun. And so that works, okay? Anyway, that one's embarrassing to say, but whatever. Okay, by wearing something unique that people can focus on and they can notice, they asked me about it, and I had a story that created an interesting conversation. Oftentimes, this goes into hiding some of our tics, okay? Because sometimes they can be obvious and blatant, and it's super embarrassing. So if you have a little necklace on that's kind of unique, all right, it redirects people's attention here. Or a hat. You'll notice women can do this really, really well. Everything a woman has is accessories, and they're conversation starters. So have a couple on you. Now, you don't got to go crazy extravagant like a big old top hat with a huge feather out it, but have something, okay? All right. This is important. Talk about pillar 3. By exercising before I went, like a half an hour to an hour before, right? My endorphins were kicking and flowing, and I was in a good mood. So that's a check. Before I do anything, I got an exercise bike. You walk a little, run an exercise bike, do a couple push-ups and sit-ups, do something to get the blood flowing, because it'll affect your energy and how people, welcome you in and talk to you, and just in the social world, you got to stack the deck in your favor. The next result that's kind of similar to that is by eating a light and a balanced vegetable-based meal, all right, or snack before I went. Again, my energy level was balanced and I was up for socializing. So again, you don't want to go eat an 18-ounce steak and 2 sweet potatoes. Why? It's going to bog you down a little bit. You don't want to go eat a whole bag of chips and 2 Snickers bars. Why? Because you're going to crash in 20 minutes once you get to the party. So even if you don't do it, try and get a little leafy green, okay, a little bit of rice, a little salad with some chicken, just enough to tide you over, all right, because you'll be eating at the party or whatever that is. Again, these are all examples, all right. And, and you don't want your blood sugar crashing. That's the other part, but I already mentioned that. Now, by breathing deeply before I walked into the party and throughout the time at the party, I was calm, I was centered, and I was in my place of power. So if you do come work with us, we work on this in pillar number 4. Even though it's under mental, it's really breathing techniques and ways to ground ourselves in, feel our power, establish our power, and then move forward from a confident, empowered, smooth place. All right? No one wants someone that's like nervous. You can tell, maybe that's what this comes down to, is how to get this nervousness out, right? And get the anxiety out of the picture. And people can tell when we're nervous. So what's the opposite of that? Well, calm, balanced, and centered in our power. All right, so I'm going to be working with you on this stuff. It's super important, and you'll get it, even if you don't have any idea how to do it, or you're way off base from this, or even if you're already pretty good. We can take this really, really far, and that's just what I do, and that's the type of people I like to work with. So it doesn't matter if you're starting at square one or you're already pretty good at some of this stuff. We can always take it a little bit further. Okay, so another way that we deal with social anxieties, public challenges, and fears that come up is your support team. So now I'm actually going to show you. All right. Marco Polo. This is one of the things I offer. For instance, say I'm having a challenge, right? I can get on here, shoot a video, and someone's going to respond to it, or someone will pick up the phone and call me and say, "Hey, man, I saw your video." So you'll see later on, if you want to, we have Marco Polo support available and coaching, and use a support team. If you don't join ours, find someone out there that can be a support for you. So if you get jammed up, you're not feeling right, you got to go do something, okay, and you're really not wanting to, call somebody. "Hey, I'm all jammed up right now. I need some support. Can you listen to me?" "Yeah, sure, no problem. Go for it." "Well, blah, 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 blah." And they'll be like, "Okay, you feel better? Okay, what attitude and context can you shift into to go be more empowered and go rock and roll?" So have your support teams, have your tools, your CPRs ready, have your plan, follow your plans. And all this will work into building an authentic confidence, an authentic self-esteem, so you can go have fun in life, have a more productive time, and enjoy people, okay? It really stinks to have to avoid people in situations, and I've been there. And luckily I've got over it. And look, I still get tripped up at times. I was just at a wedding this past month, and I was sitting there, I was like, wow, where's all this anxiety coming from? Guess what I did? I went right to my tools. I had a CPR for that. What's my context? All right, cool. Reviewed my results, call one of the people on my team. "Hey, here's where I'm at." They're like, "Okay." After I talked, I went in, I was on fire. I hope you enjoyed this. I really do. You got to know, I really love you. There's a lot of this work I'm doing is for you, is to give back. Now, selfishly, I also get to relearn it again and again and again. Every single time I talk or coach you or something like that, I get the benefit. I get it. So if you've liked these 3 videos, plus you've got a bonus one coming in your email, that's going to be on confidence and self-esteem building techniques. Really good one, worth waiting. That's about a $400 value. Coming to you for free. If you liked all this, give us a call, and we'll see if you can fit into one of our programs. We've got 3 available, but I'll tell you more about them when you get on the phone and call me. Again, I want to thank you so much. I really hope you enjoyed this. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to talking to you soon.